Now we're into the economic mix-up and the stoppage of goods pretty much across the planet. So you have to ask yourself, is this all related at this time? Now, everybody is focused on the economy right this second. Should we stop for a minute and just take a deep breath and be focused on the beautiful blue planet we live on? What we're seeing in our mind is nothing more than a tapestry woven by controllers to try to get you to put out these emotions that are feeding them. This fear, this chaos, this unknown. Those are emotions that these entities feed on. They're feeding off of us as a construct through this planet. It doesn't matter which nation you're in right now. Some sort of frequency pattern has been put over humanity that is triggering some sort of stimulus. And I can absolutely feel there's something here feeding on us. Hard to describe what that is, but have you felt the shift? Seems like there's been a shift. The energy seems more scattered. You can almost feel that vibrational pattern has changed in the last couple of weeks. And since all eyes are on the economy, you really have to wonder, since Amazon is stopping all deliveries from China right today, if that's the big news, if you haven't heard it, well, welcome to the new world that we're going to exist in. But remember, there's always a positive. There's always a way to find something and maneuver through this. So as I was talking to somebody else earlier today, when this shut off begins of Amazon product right now, there's going to be an enormous amount of people that had survived COVID in the small business arena that will face more difficulties. But we as Americans generally have bought so much stuff that houses are packed full of stuff. You need a storage shed to fill all the stuff. This is going to be a chance to possibly recycle and be able to use and sell and barter and trade with others who need what you have. Now, if Amazon gets cut off, yeah, those are the tornado warnings, severe thunderstorms, giant golf ball size, larger, even like, approaching apple-sized hail coming down through Atlanta. Warning, extreme warning. You have about 30 minutes before that monster hail starts ripping through Atlanta and metro Atlanta. We're at the very edge of that up here in East Tennessee, but that warning system coming out was just box after box of red warnings coming down toward Atlanta. Ryan Maue putting out some big warnings there over on X as well, at Ryan Maue. Like, these are the things that are coming out. The ferocity of the storms can no longer be ignored. The crop losses and delayed plantings and floodings and just absolute chaos in the agricultural production system across the planet can no longer be ignored. It can't be. So, the chance of all this economic strangeness overlaying on top of what is going to be the first year of absolute devastating crop losses. You can't tell me there's not related when a known inbound cycle was coming. Now guaranteed, it's totally baked in they've already guaranteed that we have stepped off solar maximum, heading into solar minimum 2 years early. So as we do the waning magnetic field, there's going to be just more galactic cosmic rays, more rainfall, just more strangeness, more electrified skies, more electrified storms. And this all plays right into what we're seeing with the change of our society. Actually, Trump summed it up quite well, the change of an age. We're at that time. So, all these things dovetail and overlap. And tonight with me, Ransom Godwin holding down the other end of the fort, the digital side, bringing us the imagery tonight. And we got a bunch of graphs. And yo, what up, Ransom? I'm wondering what you're hearing across the airwaves. I know obviously we follow some of the same media, but the Bitcoin resistance levels bouncing. They're looking at 208,000 off the next ping off this one here, off the tariffs. So I don't know where you see what you see. Anybody seen Sasquatch in the forest lately? If you're out there, not a lot of leaves. You can still see through pretty deeply into the forest. Anybody peeking around the trees at you? Welcome.
I don't know. They have we have skinwalkers. We have skinwalkers in New Mexico, so they could be a Bigfoot if they want to be. But I've been trying to literally stay away from media this week and get like work done in real life and see how I could ignore like everything and just be in my own little world. And I can't because I,
I know you can't. We
I
try,
live
but it's impossible now.
I
Literally
went to
impossible.
Home Depot and I heard people talking about tariffs in the aisles. This is, you know how like you always hear these stupid stories about one of the drama topics. I won't get into those, but the heart pulling strings, or the strings pulling of the heart there, that a lot of people pay attention to. I don't get much into that, but they make up these stories about hearing people talking about it, and you're like, yeah, right, that didn't happen. But I literally heard people talking about tariffs because they were wondering if they were still going to get some of this particle board um, that they use a lot, and it comes from I think Indonesia or China is what the guy was saying. But they were worried like how much that was going to go up, or the lumber and everything, because Home Depot may get their wood from certain places. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert on that, but most of the tools, products, and all that stuff, it's all coming from China. So it's ironic that you sent me this slide about Amazon because every once in a while I buy stuff from Amazon. But I was just thinking about that today or yesterday when I overheard the 105% tariff on China, and I think it's going up because so. And then the other thing is we're trying to get supplies and come back and fix stuff. And then when I get here, I hear jets. I hear jets all day, all night. F-16s doing practice sorties out here, and then you think it's gonna shut off about 9 o'clock like it usually does. But living in this valley since I was a kid, every time we're about to do a major military operation, all day, 24 hours, jets, 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 because they're practicing at night, they're practicing in the daytime, and where I live is real similar to certain areas. It's not like Ukraine here. It's not like China here. It's like the Middle East here. So it's a perfect place. So I'm betting that the economic, shock and wonder and people worrying about things going up and going down is all going to disappear in a few weeks when we start bombing and bombing and bombing. And you could guess which one that is because it's been like a 20-year buildup to take that last country of the 7 that they wanted to topple and destabilize. So we're there.
There are few things you can count on in a major disaster. Having your water supply cut off is one of them. With the Alexa Pure Emergency Water Bank, you'll have months of drinking water in your home. Everyone else will stand in line waiting to get just a few bottles. It's one of the easiest, most affordable ways to store emergency water, and it takes up hardly any space. The Alexa Pure Emergency Water Bank includes 1 BPA-free liner, comes with a siphon pump for extracting water, fits just about any bathtub, large or small, fills quickly in 30 minutes or less, holds up to 65 gallons of water, and keeps water fresh for up to 16 weeks, holds about 2 months of water for one person. A person can generally survive without water for about 3 days. However, the exact amount of time depends on many factors, including age, activity level, and overall health. Don't gamble with your life and well-being. Being prepared is easier than ever with Civilization, Cycle, and Alexa Pure.
It's just a matter of time of when they do that. And
Oh,
I know
Ransom, is
that
that Dingleberry hair pie? Is that the country they're going after?
I'm pretty sure it's Iran.
Oh, I thought it was Dingleberry hair pie. Okay, I'm just curious. I got
But
to write
anyway,
that down. I got
what?
the misspelling on that one.
That's kind of inevitable. But I was also looking at the ups and downs myself of the stock market, and through the news, we're on economic Armageddon already, and nothing's even happened yet. And the way everybody's talking is like, oh, we're done. But then it all came back up, right? And then it went back down again. So there you get to see in real time another giant transformation of wealth where a bunch of people pocketed billions just in the last week because they knew what was going to go up. They knew what was going to go down, and they knew what would rebound in just a few days. So, now you're seeing articles about insider trading and all this because it's magical wealth transformation, but it's not magical. It's odds and artificial intelligence running what to buy and what to sell, when to do it. And so people are freaked out, and it does look criminal, and maybe it is from, like a karma standpoint, but people with real power now have access to systems that far and away take you away from any insight or investment you're going to figure out by watching that boob tube. You're just not going to do it. You're looking at information that's probably 6-7 months old when it comes to financial stuff. The only thing that they give you that's new is that magical number that people are watching, up, down. But yeah, you sent this slide over here. Let me look at it again. Right here. Top 20 cities by number of Amazon sellers. So if you don't have your orders in for all of that trinkets, basically disposable income products, because that's the majority of what people are buying from China. All that Tamu stuff, really cool things. But if you really think about it, those are all things that you get in a bored, understimulated society. There's so much comfort here right now, despite what you think's going on. There's so much comfort in the United States and some of the other Western world that they have time to shop for things that they don't need, that doesn't do anything, that'll fall apart. It's all disposable income, and there's literally probably billions of people out there right now just handing their future, their children's future, and their grandchildren's future away, just buying nothing. They're not buying land. They're not buying tools. They're not buying, farming equipment, except for the people that do that, obviously. But you have all of these other people they just don't get it, that things can change on a dime, and that's what we're seeing, right? New wealth is being built, and other wealth is just going to disappear. But this age of buying cheap junk that's useless, we don't need it. It's not a necessity. So I don't feel like over here in the U.S. that me personally am going to hurt that bad, no matter what, pans out with the stock market or whatever. I'm just, I'm thinking right now it's just seeds in the ground and having extra food just in case things get thin, and just riding right through the emergency of the world, because I'm just living like a normal human being has probably for the last 1,000 years, with a slightly technological twist where I get to look at all this stuff happening.